Hello friends! Today in this video I show you how I do lash lamination on myself. An important note, I am a lash lamination specialist and instructor, so let's just say this trick is performed by professionals. Do not try this at home. Let's take a look at my eyelashes. Before, I have a slight natural curl to my lashes and they are very light. Even when I just tint them black, the difference between before and after is really noticeable. And the advantage of the lash lamination procedure is that we create a curl that visually lengthens the lashes. The lashes look bigger, longer and fuller. And of course, thanks to the tinting, which is also included in the lamination procedure, the light, almost white tips of the lashes are dyed, which also helps to visually lengthen the lashes. For the first step, we just need regular water. I have mine in this wonderful, beautiful glass and a foam cleanser. Even though I don't have any makeup on my face right now, none on my eyes, my face, my brows, nowhere I still use the foam cleanser because throughout the day, as we go about, dust still settles on our lashes. I've just used the foam cleanser, and to completely remove it from my lashes, I finish by rinsing with plain water. Special pads are used for the lamination procedure. I'm going to stick them onto my eyelid now and lay the lashes onto the pad. Look, these are pads from the Katia Vinogradova brand. Take a look at how the pads look from the side. So they're not straight, but rather a semicircle. That's exactly why I use Katia Vinogradova's pads for laminating my own lashes. I've tried doing the procedure with different pads, and some are really inconvenient to work with because they keep coming off at the corners. But here the material is soft, the shape is anatomical, so it's very comfortable to do the procedure with your eyes open. I actually had the situation where I used other pads that were really dense and completely straight, absolutely not anatomical. So I laid out the lashes and then everything just started coming off again because the pad was pulling in the opposite direction and the lashes were detaching. And as a result, of course, I ended up with a so-so outcome after the procedure because, well, you understand, the lashes kept coming off the pad. I also need glue for the work. And now comes the most important part. The first step is laying out the lashes. Right now, I need to place the pad as close as possible to the root area. I'm doing this, by the way, just without any glue or anything. It's just a regular pad. I place it on the eyelid. I simply hold it in place and start laying the lashes onto the pad. Look, I've already finished laying out the lashes on one eye. And pay attention. I first applied glue only to one area, laid out the lashes there, checked that they were lying evenly and nicely, and only after that did I start moving on to other areas. So it's not like I stick on the pad and immediately try to attach all the lashes at once, because that just won't work. And if we're working with this kind of glue, a liquid glue, it would just dry out on you and you won't be able to do the procedure properly. So basically, this is a fundamental rule of lash lamination. Even when you're a professional working with clients, you need to do it exactly this way. And when you're doing the procedure on yourself, then you absolutely must work by zones 100%. To comb through the lashes and check if they're lying evenly, I use this kind of applicator. It has these little teeth here, and you could say it's like a lash comb. We go over the lashes like this and lay them out evenly, parallel to each other. So through the mirror, I applied glue to a new zone, and with a micro brush, this is a micro brush, I lay the lashes onto the rod like this and comb them through. It might look scary, but in reality, it's absolutely painless. It can only hurt if you pull your lashes too hard or tug on them excessively. And basically, when you have the procedure done by a professional, it's the same thing. The procedure itself is painless, but if the technician makes mistakes during the process, there can be some discomfort. Yes. And also, when we work with this kind of liquid glue, in fact, all liquid glues, they are sold in jars like this. The glue can be any kind. It's very important to arrange the lashes while the glue is still fresh, because, for example, if I try to scratch my lashes here now, it will hurt. Since the glue has already hardened, it's solid now, and you can't adjust the lashes anymore. If I needed to fix the lashes in this area, I would have to reapply glue here and then comb through the lashes while the new glue is still fresh. Now I move on to the second eye. I place the pad in the same way and start arranging the lashes. And voila, this is how it looks. Honestly, I've gotten so used to it that I did this eye in literally, well, 5 minutes at most. There you go. The only thing, you know, that's a bit uncomfortable is the slight dryness in the eyes, because you can't really close them properly. And you blink less often. I'm moving on to applying the first solution. This is the most important step of the procedure, if not the most crucial one. It's the first solution that breaks the bones in the hair, which gives us the opportunity to create a new curl for the lashes. I pick up a little bit of the solution on the brush like this. This is just a regular thin brush. And now I need to apply the solution evenly to a specific area following a particular application pattern. I start applying the solution from the outer corner because the lashes there are denser and the solution needs more time to work there compared to the lashes in the inner corner, because here in the inner corner they are finer. It is very important to leave the solution on for the appropriate amount of time, because if the exposure time is insufficient, we simply won't get any effect. In other words, I'll just remove the roller and the curl will turn out weak. On the other hand, if the solution is left on for too long, if I overexpose it, I could simply burn the lashes. You know, when the lashes lift up in an unattractive way, like this, curling up like that, that means the lash has been burned. Now I'm applying the second solution. There are actually a lot of nuances in lash lamination. And if you also want to learn how to do this procedure, work with clients, or maybe even change your profession and become a beauty specialist, then I invite you to my online lash lamination course. You can find more details in the description and in the pinned comment. Look, here I'm already applying the second solution, while on the other eye, I'm still keeping the first solution so that the processing time is the same on both eyes. I've already applied the second solution to both the first and the second eye. And while I'm waiting for the processing time, I'm preparing the dye. I've mixed the dye and the oxidizer. Now I'm going to mix all of this, and then the next step is tinting the eyelashes. I remove all the solutions simply with a regular cotton swab, a dry cotton swab. Sometimes I also use a micro brush like this. If I need to remove the solution very precisely somewhere, especially at the roots, sometimes that's really necessary. So I often just do a mix. Yes. First, I remove everything with a cotton swab, and then I clean the root area with a micro brush. And now I move on to the eyelash tinting stage. Here I already have the dye prepared, and I carefully apply it from the roots all the way to the very, very tips. You don't need to apply a very thick layer of dye. Oops, I got a little messy. You don't need to apply a huge layer of dye, because we'll have to clean all of that off later. And also, it's more economical to use less product. I'll also apply Botox. This is an extra treatment for the lashes. This Botox was sent to me for review by a materials brand. Well, the moment of truth, friends. Now I'm removing the pad. Right now, of course, there are still some traces of glue and dye on my lashes. I'm going to wash my face thoroughly to completely clean my lashes. And then we'll take a look at the result together, final, real outcome. This is what the final result looks like. But that's not all. Now I'm applying the last finishing step. It's applied at the very, very end. This is a formula that seals the hair cuticle and acts as a care product. I've applied it, and now I'll brush through my lashes a bit more to distribute the product. And voila, here's the result.